is Sven covering today? Well, Sven is doing a little bit of a optical illusion as we change the monitor that we're using. There it is. So we're going to be doing a little bit of the Dungeons and the Dragons because it is Tuesday morning. My lighting is weird. Here we go. Make it a little less weird. All right. So something's going on with my nose today. So we'll try to get through it, work our way through it. Anything for the fans, right? So today we're going to keep working on prepping Shatterstone. Shatterstone is not wanting to show up on the camera. Anyway, it's from the book, The Ruins of Greyhawk, from looking for the year here, 2007. This is a 3.5 D&D book, but it has tons and tons of different stuff for the city of Greyhawk, and I'm pulling pieces from it for my Wednesday campaign. We'll be playing tomorrow night from 7 to 10 Pacific time, 10 to 1 a.m. if you're on the other coast. There's some banging going on in the background. Please let me know if it is too distracting. I will adjust if I can. So the setup here in the book has these different creatures and things in it, and we're going to need to adjust it a little bit because my player's level 10. Not every encounter with a level 10 group has to be level 10. There are some times where there's going to be smaller encounters. As a matter of fact, the last encounter they had was with one gnome. So that clearly wasn't level 10, but we do want to give them a little bit of challenge here. All right, so it's almost there. We also got a new coast map pack today, so that's pretty exciting stuff. All right, so here we go, a tactical encounter, page 72. So let's see. So the way this book is written, you have the map, you have the entry for the room. Maybe, no. Okay. And then each individual fight has a zoomed in map of the room there where the fight takes place, and all the details about the fight. So it's pretty cool. All right, so this one here has orc marauders and a half ogre barbarian, and this one here is a tiefling rogue assassin and some animated constructs. Pretty cool, pretty cool. This one is what? So these are encounter level 9, level 8, so it's actually pretty close to what my group is. Here we go. Here them is. So we're going to be working on the map. So the first thing I had to do was So I'm pulling up the story, pulling up the map. I am going to go ahead and change the scale today because we're going to be doing more stuff with encounters and with story entries and such. So you will need to see or may want to see that type of thing. So let's go to unlock the chat. So I'm going to show you the best practice and then I'll show you what happens if you forget. So I've unlocked my chat box and I'm now going to move it smaller like this. So if we do slash scale UI 110, boom, it's a lot bigger for you guys to read. I'm actually going to do 115, but you'll notice the box didn't change. I mean, it didn't get cut off because I changed it first. So if we go back to where we were, and now we type in the scale without changing a box. Oh crap, what am I do? Where's my box? How can I fix it? All right, guys, give me just a moment here. So I'll show you how to fix this real quick. So you fix it just by clicking in here, click, typing slash scale UI space, and then whatever it is that you want it to be. Uh, if you want to adjust it some more. If you don't want to adjust it some more, which I don't, I'm happy where it is, you can then hold down Control. Oops, maybe. I lied. Yeah, so pretty much the only thing you can do is click in here, hit Scale UI, go back to where you were. And then adjust it. Hit the up arrow, which inputs the same thing you just typed in there, and then go to the scale you want. So there you go. World doesn't end. You still have your chat. Let's go ahead and clear this. So by typing slash clear, and our chat is clear. All right, hello Atomic. Hello, hello. Guys, give me just a second here. All right. So Atomic, welcome. So yesterday you ended the stream with some GOW. Let's see what you were playing today. Ten-second run returns. Okay, I don't know what that means. I'll have to go look on the Twitch to see what you were doing then. Yeah, so you guys had seen where I took here's my map. I've dropped it down into one of my hotkeys. So I purchased this PDF of the book I keep holding up, but you can't see. And I had imported all the text, some of the text in here. into my story. I had clipped the art. You can also um, extract images if you have a PDF viewer that allows you to do so, Adobe or whatever. I do not, um, so I just took a screenshot, a snip of it. The quality isn't anywhere near as good, but it's good enough for what I want. So, but the thing is, I then had to do stuff to it. So what I did is I took some, first of all, put some labels in the rooms. So it's hard to see because they're invisible, but I put, so this is room 16, room 3. I put some labels in the rooms, tokens on the map. And in the play mode, if you click on the token, you can right click on it and then set your visibility to where it's masked or make it always visible. So I have a lot of these everywhere, and what I did is I just went through and set it as always invisible. So it'll now matches my story entries, but the players can't see it. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. Um, I also put A and B. These are painted on and a painting layer. I mean, no, they aren't. These are letter. These are just dropped on there. Uh, they're not tokens. I just added them as a layer and just make it to where it's visible to only to the GM. All right, and then what I did was I started with adding line of sight. The line of sight. So you can see I've got about halfway done. Well, actually more than halfway done. I've just got these few rooms over here to finish with the line of sight. But my players are going to be hitting here and getting into this tomorrow. So I don't. They're not going to get this far. So I need to start building what's in these rooms, um, encounters and things like that. In the encounters that are there. So we'll go back to the play mode. Um, so if we open up my story under Nashkel Shatterstone, boom. All right. So what I'm doing then is I'm going to go ahead and take a look here and see. Says all ceilings in this area are 10 feet. Doors are of strong wood. Okay, and this is not important. So we're going to delete that part. Delete, delete. All right, so as you see, when I made that last deletion, it changed the paragraph heading to regular text. So you just click Control 2. You can also right click anywhere on that line, change paragraph type, and change it to, there's body text heading is what I want. And there's all different choices you can make. All right, so the long winding staircase travels for well over a dozen flights. Is that a typo there? Before abruptly ending at a stone door left half open. Beyond is a small chamber that looks like an unused den, with a mound of moldering hay pushed into one corner. The door leading out of the cell stands wide open. A lingering stench assails your nostrils as you enter the room. So this is right here. Boof, boof, boof. This is a stone door, secret door. What I've also done is I took and made these, I've got footprints. I've got footprints. So I made some footprints and stuff. Um, so they're gonna come in, they're gonna see this stuff and go out. So if I really wanted to take the time, I could add layers on top of this stuff like crates, barrels, hay. I have all those things. Um, all they're doing is walking through this room, searching these, and walking out. There is one thing over here. There's a small ruby in this one. If they happen to find it, I'm guessing they're not going to. Um, but my point is, they're going to be in this room for maybe in this whole area, if they search every single one, 10 minutes, and they're going to move on. So I don't want to spend half an hour working on the map for something they're only going to look at for a couple minutes. Um, although it goes against everything in me, I really want to make it look nice. Anyway, so here's again, you can see the tracks. If they pass, I've got the footprints here visible to the GM, visible to all, and then turned off. Um, the description in there says there are some things in there. So this is a DC 10 medicine check. So it says the chamber is only one of many used as a lair by trolls who used to live here. The hay contains a number of old humanoid bones, scarred with teeth marks. A successful DC-10 medicine check reveals them from humans, elves, and dwarves. But, oh, excuse me, they are all at least 20 years old. Chamber is well traversed, as is apparent by a trail through the dust from the secret passage. The troops on this level do not use this chamber due to the lingering stench of the troll. So, to area 2, it doesn't have to, there's no B. So I think maybe we'll, and I'm still going to do that because I want them to feel a sense of accomplishment. So I'm not going to show the footprints right away until they actually search or do some, I'm going to reveal point is going to reveal the footprints and make it more dramatic. And then storage. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the bees as I go along. So the southern half of this chamber is packed full of crates and barrels and portable containers full of sugar, ale, water, dried meat, food supplies. They've all been stolen by people traveling to Nashkel. All of them are fresh and edible. They hide a wide bloodstain on the floor from the trolls that were butchered when the troops arrived. Troops on this level use this area for storage only. So that's why there's nothing else in here. DC 20 survival check. Dumped the crates and then processed through the door. Yep. All the doors leading into the emptied troll dens are unlocked, covered in dust and cobwebs, and have not been used in many months. Okay, I'm going to move this whole paragraph, because I think it's pretty important, up. Control X, and we're going to move this up. Because the doors, you can see, as soon as you come into the room, you see the other doors. You see they're covered in cobwebs, as opposed to the crates. There we go. All right. I'm going to make this a paragraph, a shareable chat thing. The southern half of this chamber is packed full of crates, barrels, and other easily portable containers. All the doors are covered in dust and cobwebs and have not been used in many months. All the doors to the east, because the door to the west is not. And look like they have not been used in many months. And now you hit Control 3 to make it a chat. So what you can do, what happens then is when you click the speech bubble, it then puts it in chat as a story entry. As a flavor text. I think it's the official term of it. Let's see. That is called chat frame. Okay. You can also make the chat frame into a speech bubble by assigning a speaker to it. If you right click on it, say assign speaker, and you can say old orc. And now when you pop it in there, boom, it says the old orc, and it makes an actual speech bubble. All right, so we are done with this. Moving on to room 3, which is the empty troll dens. Each of these chambers contains a mound of moldering hay and old bones. All of them have dust on the floor. The 2 southern dens are buried behind piles of crates and boxes. But if we climb over them, they can enter the rooms. Under the hay in the southernmost one is a small ruby. If they take the time to climb over the boxes and search this room, I'm just going to give it to them. I may make them roll anyway. My perception checks are hidden regardless, so I might have them roll regardless, but they'll find it. It really just depends. I am not. Somebody once said, don't make them roll if it's not necessary, because if they're saying, well, I walk across the room, well, give me an acrobatics check to see if you trip and fall. Well, that's silly. They can walk across the room just fine. Or something along the lines of, I try to seduce the dragon. Well, you couldn't. There's no way you could seduce a dragon who's fighting you, so you don't roll. Because if you then say, okay, well, give me a roll, and they get a nat 20, well, now you have to pretty much say that they've seduced the dragon. So if it's no point in rolling, don't have them roll, is my philosophy. And I've even said that, where they say, well, I'm going to do a perception check and I'll roll. And I'm like, well, you don't need to do a roll because this is what you see, that type of thing. Anyway, point is, I'm going to give them the ruby, but there are certain times, like when showing the tracks, I want them, this is Dungeons and Dragons, you still want to roll things, you still want to do things. So it's a toss up there as to whether or not, how dramatic and how fun I want it to be for them, what's going to work, and I just play it by ear. As the time comes, I'll either just give them the ruby, or I'll have them roll and find the ruby, regardless of what they roll. All right, so moving on from the troll dens, we then move into area 4, which is the kitchen. This chamber contains a kitchen with 2 large fireplaces. One of them is lit, and a boar roasts over a fire in a spit. The two doors lead out of the chamber, as well as the passage heading south. The sound of feasting can be heard from that direction. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put a light in that room. I have not done this yet, so let's go ahead and drop this puppy. So you want to select the level you want the lights on. So far there hasn't been any light. Because people coming from here are going to have a light as they travel through the darkness if they need one, and they come in here. But now here in this kitchen area, there's going to be a light, and in this eating room, there's going to be a light as well. Notice there's no door here, so the people in here, and there will be people in here, will be able to see them as they come in, and vice versa. So if we go to our play, what is this? Player preview. Let's see, enable line of sight. There you go. See, everything is dark. All right. So now we're going to add some light. So we're going to go here to in the room. We're going to add light. We're going to go to preset. We're going to go to so a lit oven. I'm going to say is similar to say a candle. Boom. So it gives off bright light for 5 feet, dim light for 10. This is pretty much what I want. It's this color. The color is fine. I'm happy with that. Flicker does flicker. We're going to slow down the flicker a little bit. And then we go to where we want it to be, which is going to be right at the edge of this oven, and click, boom, and there's our light. And if you zoom in, you see the flicker. Wow, 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 wow. We can turn it down, speed it up for the flicker speed. All right, select the light, select it, turn this down a little bit. There we go. All right, you can change color and do whatever you want to with it. So there's our light. It's the only light in the darkness. We're going to turn. See now, if we turn on player preview, that's all they can see. Is this light coming out of the stove. Very cool. If I really wanted to be anal, I could put line of sight and block the light, so it would only could be coming out of here. So what I mean by that is here, I'll show you. If you do this and you go to this one, Shadowcaster. I think it's the Shadowcaster. Let's try it. Let's see, 9. And we will go oink, oink. There we go. So now, there you go. The light is only coming out of the oven. It doesn't light behind the oven. Is that important? No. Are players even going to notice? Probably not. But you can do it, and it's more accurate. So boom. So there's our light. There's our stuff. I'm going to go ahead and go to the play mode and turn off lighting for the moment so we can see. So what else is in this room? The kitchen is used to feed the troops. Tables are covered in scraps of meat, knives and spoons, veggies. The northern knows boasts most barrel contains water and ale. The doors are storage pantries. A and B. There's a whole different types of things. One is meat, one is vegetables, basically that type of thing, and dry goods. One's a little colder. The only danger in the room comes from alerting the orcs in the area. 5. Any loud noise draws their attention immediately, and the half-ogre captain might spot anyone moving through the room from his table in front of the fireplace. Otherwise, okay, so he might if they're noisy. And roughly every 10 minutes, one of them goes into the kitchen to retrieve more ale or another chunk of meat. Okay. So the feast hall is where things get real. So we're going to have to build this encounter. This chamber holds 5 battered tables surrounded by chairs and a small stage. With a single table and a fireplace. Don't think I'm going to have a fire in here. Actually, I'll go ahead and do a fire. That's why not. So we're going to go ahead and add a light. We're going to go here to light, add light. This is going to be a torch because it's a big fireplace. And we're going to click here to add the light. And then we're going to go to the line of sight, shadow caster. And a shadow caster doesn't block line of sight, so they can still see through the shadow caster. And that's the whole point. So we're just going to go and make this. Since we already have a wall here, we're just going to, oops, shadow caster line. There we go. Do the same thing we did before and just build the fireplace that would block the light. So now, as we go to maybe I was incorrect. Okay, so I was wrong. All right, so let's take a look and see what happens if we'll throw one of our a token in here. Open up the combat tracker. So that might completely block line of sight. I didn't think a Shadowcaster did. I thought it just cast some shadows, but we'll see. Let's see. Come on, because if so, what's the difference between a Shadowcaster and a wall? So waiting for Fantasy Grounds to catch up. It doesn't like my combat tracker because I have a lot of information in there. There it is. All right, so we'll throw Stream Eyes. All right, there you go. Good. So I was right. So he has a dark vision, so he sees in black and white. So the light, so the color, if you zoom in here, you can see that's all in color. But behind it is not in color because it's in the darkness. Now, if he had a light spell on him, the whole thing would be in color and it wouldn't be able to really tell. So as he moves into this room, there you go. So this is him not lit up. And from here, by the way, he can see where he is. He can see the light and he can see what's going on, even though it's more than 60 feet. I mean, it's not more than 60 feet. I'm being confusing. Never mind. The point is, he can see the light from the other room. Even if he didn't have dark vision, he would still be able to see the light and stuff. So that's pretty cool. All right, so That is what we wanted to happen. Very cool. We'll go ahead and go back to our regular view. Disable lighting, disable line of sight. So up here, there's nothing of interest in these rooms. The two storerooms that I need to parcel out or do anything like that. So this brings us finally to our feast hall. More than likely, they're going to come in here, they're going to be seen, or they're going to see, and then they're going to have the fight, and then come back and search the rest of these rooms. So the feast hall is currently occupied by 4 orcs enjoying a meal of roast boar and ale. The leader is a half ogre sitting at a table. Alright, so and we have a link to the encounter. So let's go ahead and go to our encounters. So what we've done is we've set up our groups. So we have Wednesdays as its own group. So this is under Nashkel, Necromancer, Lair 1. So now we're going to make a new encounter, right click, create item. You can also go on here to add item. And you're going to have under Nashkel, Shatterstone, one. And I'm actually going to put this in 5. So this will be Shatterstone 5. 5. Or I'll just say room 5. Okay, so now let's see if we have what kind of NPCs we have. So if we're looking at the actual encounter in the PDF / the book, this guy is a CR8 male half ogre barbarian. So let's see what we have here for our ogres. See if we oops, if I can spell OGRE. Half ogre, see? Boom. Alright, so, and here's half ogre 10. So we'll open this up. Half ogre monk will also work. He's a challenge rating 1. Half ogre monk is a challenge rating 2. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to open this up. And we're going to throw this token on him. So that if nothing else, we at least have something. We have an image here. Again, this is open, so we're just going to take this, enter, and throw the link to it right there. Boom, half ogre. All right, so I think what I want to do is just take one of these guys. Let's see, the ogre champion of Vaprok. What CR is him? So he challenged 7, so that's decent. So I have a couple of choices here. I can take and make a copy of the half ogre monk and just boost the crud out of his stats. But I think what I'm going to do in this case is just take one of these higher CR half ogres, regular ogres, just make it a half ogre. Change the size and just go from there. Alright, so this Ogre of Gralantar is a challenge 5, not big enough. And while I'm here, I'm just adding a quick token in these guys so that they have something besides the letter. Ogre Howdah. What is that? Challenge 2, don't care. So you have an Ogre Mage, a Skirmisher, a Warhulk. Challenge 6. This wouldn't be bad. He's got a Whirling Flail. What challenge is this? This is challenge 7, huh? Nice. I'm going to go with the Ogre Champion of Voprak. Alright, and let me look. Is there a picture of this guy? There is. Let me see. I don't care for the picture though. It's not. Doesn't look like a half orc. Doesn't even look like an ogre. A very thin picture. I don't like it. Anyway, so we're gonna stick with what we've got. Let's go with the picture. Add this half ogre peak shore in here. All right, so the only thing, what we do want to change on this though is now that we've done making any changes we want to make, we are then going to go into here and make a copy of it. So we're going to take, do I have? I do have a Wednesday in here. All right, so I'm going to take this, make a copy of the Ogre of Voprak, just by clicking the red thing a little bit and letting go. So you'll see there's two. One has where it came from, and the other one does not. So I'm going to take this second one, the copy, and drop it into Wednesday. And you'll see it's now under Wednesday. So now when I click on Wednesday, and because this ogre is typed in the search criteria down here, that's why it's the only thing here. If I get rid of it, you can see the other things I have here. So I'm going to take this and make it this guy who is Kilsog. Open it up. Kilsog, he is a half ogre warrior. We're going to make him unidentified before we forget. Change this to medium, although he is still a giant type. All right, and so boom, and then everything else I think we're going to leave. He has Wrathful Smite, and he has multi-attack. He has a Great Axe and a Javelin. Okay, I liked the other dude who had the flail. Let's take a look at the other ogre. Type in ogre again. Go to all. And find that dude. Come on. Ogre. Who had the ogre battering ram, huh? Cool. He was this guy, the champion of Grollantar, had a... He has a great club, okay. Don't care, I don't like the great club. Where's the other one? It was Chieftain or the Howdah. Spiked great club, okay. Better, we're getting there. I'm thinking it was the Howdah. I'm trying to remember where it was I saw it. Okay. Warhawk. Great flail, there it is. All right, yep, we're using a great flail. So we take, what we do is we just go in here, we go to edit list, change this from great axe to great flail, and then it does bludgeoning damage. I thought flails did piercing damage because of their little spiky things, but that's okay. We'll just change this to bludgeoning. Oh, I don't have this unlocked. That's why it won't let me highlight it. There it is. Boom. All right, so I'm just making sure I don't want to take the time. Probably just could have typed it by this point. Great flail. Two D12 plus 4. He does 2D10 plus 6, so we'll add a couple more. 2 for 6, and we'll make this 8, 19. Okay. All right, so there we go. So he has a great flail. And if we move the crap away from our chat, that's one thing about having a scale UI so high. 15 is what I rolled. Is that you don't have a lot of screen space. Screen, what's it called? It's not landscape. It's a there's a term for it. I just can't. My mind is blank. Anyway, so getting back to what we were doing. So we've got our kill saw. We're going to go ahead and close this, minimize it. So if you right click on it, you can then minimize, make a little circle. We're going to do the same thing with the map for the moment because we'll need to place him on there, but for now we need to see what's going on. Don't need a combat tracker right now. So we have Killsog. We're going to add him to the list. Boom. All right, so lock it back in. Let's open. Okay, so boom. So he regenerates, and if he makes a failed saving throw twice, he can reuse it, re-roll it. If he fails a saving throw. Cool, cool, cool. All right, so. All right, so let's see. Am I able to open up the loot? I can. All right, so he has chainmail, javelin. He also has a war flail. So let's see items. It's a giant war flail. Let's see. What do we have when we type in flail in my items? All right, so we're going to take this. We're going to go bloop. Open this up. Unlock it. Make it a great flail. Rare, it's going to be worth double what a normal flail would be. 20 gold. Weight is going to be 5 pounds. Damage is 2d12 bludgeoning. These huge weapons are typically used by giants. Great flail. Boink. Why does it say 1d1? What is that? The DC required to harvest this item. Cool, 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 cool. Okay. Close it. Well, let's see if that works. Loot. Oh. Okay, this is not what I wanted to do. What I wanted to do was look at him and go to loot. There we go. Alright, boom. And then I could generate it. Okay, cool. Alright, so that's an extension I have. So if you're wondering why your PCs don't have that, well, what you can do is you can go into him, open him up again, and go into other, and a lot of people will have a parcel right here. Gear, it'll say like gear or something like that, and I'll put the parcel there. Actually, I think I'm going to do that just to save myself some time. And that way, even if I don't have that, so let's go to him. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So I would make a parcel. All right, so all this other stuff, I don't know why this is here. Open it up. Yeah, so this is from somewhere else. Edit list. There we go. Just 0, 0, 0. Just get rid of all this crap. Oh, here it is. Edit list. There we go. I thought I had already clicked it, but it only worked on that side. All right. So we're going to take this, drop this in here. Boom. Parcel. So we're just going to change this to gear. Gear. Is he wearing chainmail? I don't even think he is wearing chainmail. I think that was added for something else. Let's see. Up he is. Okay. Gear, and instead of his name, I'm just going to put what it is. So this is for if I use chainmail, semicolon, great flail, semicolon, javelin. So this way, if I ever use Killsog again, I'll have this here. And when I use them tomorrow night, this will be here. I'm then going to go and add this to the map. So we open up the map right here, click. We're going to add the gear on him here on make sure this is what it is. Yep, it is. And then we're going to go and add it to our story as well. So we right click again to minimize this. Open the story. Feast Hall. Click. And we'll add the gear. Boom, boom, gear. All right, so now for the encounter, we also want to link the encounter. And drop it right there. We're just going to, so I'm going to get rid of all this text. Go back up to this line, make it a, get rid of that one. And we're going to relink it because I wanted the actual name of what I called it. UNSH Room 5. All right, so now we have the encounter linked here. We have the parcel linked there. Last thing we want to do, well, not last thing, but also we want it to go to the map. Make sure this encounter is linked in the map as well. Boom. If you wanted this to say encounter, you could say encounter right here. Type it in there, and that way the link would then say encounter. All right, so we have our champion now. Now we need his buddies. So these are level 4 orcs. I don't think I'm going to have anything that's that level for an orc, but let's see, shall we? All right. Let's see if we put a space after the word orc, if that matters. It does. Okay, good. All right, so we have orc berserkers, orc conquerors. Okay, good. So we do have some other cool stuff. So let's start. Let's see what some of these are. Let's go with Blade of Illinovel. Challenge 4. Good, good, good. I like it. Orc berserker. Okay. How about a couple archers? It's only challenge half. Okay. The orc berserker is only challenge 2. Hand of Yitris, huh? What is that? Challenge 2, a Mauler. Challenge 3. All right, so that's good. So we'll go with a Mauler, Berserker, and then a Blade. What does the Blade do? Let's see. He's aggressive. He has a Smo Fighter. The Orc does 2 melee attacks. Nice. They can use a reaction to make a weapon attack. Good, we'll do that. All right, so we're going to throw him in. We're going to go up to see what it says for unidentified. Okay, so what happens if it's unidentified? Let's see. I just want to see what it says. It doesn't say anything, so it doesn't have a name, okay? We're just going to say squad leader. Yeah, he's fine, he can be identified. And then, so he's challenge 4. Berserker will just have 2 of those guys. 2. hit the slash. Sorry, folks. We haven't had a quote today, so we'll throw out a quote. Let's see. Wow, what a hit. I guess your mom was wrong. You can do damage. Alright, so let's see. I much want to make sure my higher level quotes, I haven't heard a quote above 50. Oops, so it would help if I learn how to type. There we go. All right. We have orcs, and then we have orc mauler. Orc with maul. These guys should have axes, right? Orc with axe. There we go. Click. What's the CR? It's only 10, so these guys shouldn't have any issues with this. So we've already linked the encounter in our story and in our map, on our map, so we're good with that. So all we need to do is place them. So we go open the map again. We go right here, boink, where we minimize it. And now they're in here eating. So Kilsog is up here by himself. And then we have the squad leader. He will be by himself. And then these other three will be over here laughing and have a good time. All right. So there's our people. Orcs have dark vision, so they don't really need to see. They've got the light of the fire over here. I'm going to go ahead and throw in a lantern. So we're going to go to our tokens. So we'll lock this. We're done with this. We close it. We go to our assets. So a little trick here, clicking on tokens. I'm going to go to lantern. I believe there's a lantern tokens. Nope, there's not. All right, so we'll go to all. And we'll go to lantern. Could have sworn there was. So here we go. See, so so this is it's just a ping. All right, so we're gonna throw this in here. Poof. We'll zoom in and see what it looks like. So there's your lantern. Hold down Control to put it right in the middle of the table because that's the way I am. And then we're going to take and we're going to lantern. Okay, now we're going to click on this for light. We're going to go to light. We're going to go to add light, lantern. Click. There we go. So now add line of sight. we have our stream eyes as he comes in. Boom, boom. See, the whole room is lit by that lantern. Can't even see the fire anymore, but that's fine. But notice here, if you notice on the, right here, as he gets closer, he sees it a little bit more because of the shadow that's being cast. Anyway, cool. All right, so we have a lantern there in the middle of the table. So the fireplace fire light isn't even visible, but that's okay. I know it's there. You know it's there. And that's all that matters. Back to vacation. Boots and pants and boots and pants and boots and pants and boots and pants. All right, and Geico commercial with the pig who had a name. I don't remember what his name is. All right, so we've got our lantern that they're eating by. I'm actually going to go to the light. I'm going to make it a little weaker. We've got this select light. We're going to go select. We're going to go make this half. 15, dim, 30. See if that makes a big difference here when we look at our stuff. All right, so it's a little bit different, a little bit better because you see as he comes in, you can see the ring of light. Cool. Again, not a huge deal. Don't want to spend a whole lot of time on it. Too late. But so that's our setup for this room. Then they're going to come down here. So we can then want to decide, do we want to have anything else in this parcel that they're going to find for these other people here. Let's go open up this parcel. We're going to say there's a total of 8 javelins. We're going to say they have 1 each, so there's 3, 4, 5 total. So we're going to say there's the big guy has a couple extra. We'll give him 41 gold and 8 silver. Okay, and then there's going to be 2 great axes, so we're going to go to the items. We will go to the word great axe. There's 2 of them, and the other one has a maul. And because I'm feeling generous, we're going to say, go to our tables, and we're going to go to magic. And let's give them something from magic item B. See what it says first, and then we'll decide whether or not we want to give it to them. Potion of poison. Um, I also want trinkets. So let's go with, actually go with mundane items. Boom. 1d5. There's only 1d5 things. No, it's 400. Yeah, no kidding. Okay. Roll. Let's see what else is in here. Herbalism kit, a bead, a key, and incense. Perfect. Oh, these aren't the actual items. Okay. And then we're going to go to trinkets. Trinket table with items. Here we go. Oh, the output. I don't want that. I want that in chat. Okay. Wondered why those were popping up. That's why. Okay, so what is this? Getting distracted, folks, but that's okay. Let's see. Oh, it didn't actually show me the item here. Okay, we'll have to fix that in a second. What is this? Roll. That's cool. I don't want it to be a parcel though. I want it to be the chat. Thank you. We'll do one more of these. It's pretty cool. So we're going to drop this puppy into our uh, parcel. Boom. Close it. And then we have a receipt of a deposit to a foreign city. Nah, I don't care about that. All right, so we go back to our trinkets with items. One, two, see if that works. It is, okay. That's a petrified mouse. Very cool. And a tooth from an unknown beast. All right, now all we need is our poison. Go to items. I have lots of poisons, so we'll see. See lots of poisons. Aaron, yes, poison. What does that do? Pretty expensive. Pretty expensive stuff. I'll do it. My players typically won't use it anyway, so. All right, so boom, there we go. We have our parcel. We have our encounter set up. We have our map set up, ready to go. So I think we are ready to rock and roll, folks. So thank you for hanging with me. I appreciate you guys. I am going to add water to this. Do I want to? No, I'm not going to for now. All right, so you can add the water effect to these if you wanted to. I might. We'll see how the spirit moves me later. If you want to know how to do that, if you're not familiar with how that works, leave a comment below, and I'll be glad to jump to show you guys that. Got a little bit more work. I think we're ready to go for tomorrow night at least. Um, I might have to take a look at one other room just to see if there's anything else going on. But at least that gives us a good place to start, and we can throw in some extra role play and some extra uh, downtime activities, that type of stuff. Depending on what they want to do, looking through those other rooms, searching through these place, through the different dens and through the 2 storerooms and stuff. So we should be okay um, for a while at least. I can always wing it from there if I need to. And hopefully I'll have a little bit more time tomorrow to take a look at this and tweak it a little bit more. So later on today, come back. Probably going to be doing some City Heroes, Magic the Gathering, Arena maybe. A little bit of both. Who knows? We'll see what goes on as far as what I want to stream. I'm definitely going to be doing those things. Whether or not I stream or not is a different question. But Atomic, you're awesome. I really appreciate you hanging out with me, saying hi. That's Don't forget if you guys want to come in and say hi. I do this every Wednesday at 10:30. Tuesday rather. Tomorrow on Wednesday at 10:30, I'm going to be doing Starfinder. So a similar thing. Um, this week I'm actually going to be doing Starfinder. Last couple of weeks I did 2 days of Dungeons and Dragons because I was behind on my D&D stuff. So but now my players have caught up to what I've been done in the Starfinder campaigns. So we're doing that. So Sunday night, a week from this Sunday, so will be a special one-shot being run by Jingo, one of the players. Is going to become the DM for a special one-shot called Band on the Run. That's going to be on the 10th of October, where I'm going to be a player along with my other players for a special one session adventure, maybe 2 sessions. We are a band in the Starfinder world, just trying to get to our next gig. There's a big thing going on, big competition that we're going to. Um, what could go wrong, right? We'll find out. Band on the Run. Check it out. October 10th. Starts at 5:30 my time, 8:30 if you're on the wrong coast, um, East Coast. Check it out. Of course, it'll also be on YouTube later. But come by, say hello, spend your Sven Zone particles. But I've wasted enough of your time. Gavin here at the end. Thank you again, Atomic. You're awesome. Go check him out every morning from Monday through Friday. Start your day off with Atomic_Hero Squad. Like, subscribe, whatever else you do. Enjoy the rest of your day.